I spoke to Allah Shaw. He said he gonna do his class Saturday.
Yeah, probably.
This is right here.
Yeah. That's what it sounds like.
It's interfering, right? Yes, you can hear every slight noise that you make. If I put it over here.
Wait, let me. I think once I get onto my. Put it into my somebody's feedback. All right, got Shaquem out there, Tommy Robinson, YU, L7, the other AC, Brand Elevation. Hold on. Let me try to tune in. Oh. It's supposed to work. Oh, so it's 7:38.
don't got. I got my phone. I took it off because of that. I think the phone is interfering.
It's what you into. All right, there we go.
The sound is blocking you, dog.
My sound is off.
Yeah, they took it off.
Sure, my sound's off. Can y'all hear me? You hear me over there, right?
You good.
All right. Like start today like church. Until going last month, I was drinking Gatorade. Just a big harvest. Sunflower seeds, R&D, white. So don't talk more mastermind that either. I don't want to roll up.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button.
Yeah, we up in here today. Same guy came to check us today.
And the like button too. Gotta support the God, right?
Yeah.
That like button. Leave the comments.
waiting a few more members of the Wake Up Miss crew. We get 1 or 2 more members. Hey, that's mathematics, yeah.
Peace, God.
Peace.
I'll be back in the morning.
What you did? You left it like, hey, son.
Hey, son. You coming back?
But you left the side.
What?
You left the side.
Yeah.
Peace.
Brilliant elevation said pass.
Peace.
There's reverb. It's probably your volume. But exact mathematics, yeah. You were actually one of the people that kind of inspired me to put that in the title. She the comment section sent out. Why you think that's funny? Exact mathematics. I was thinking you in real hip hop. Hopefully y'all don't go off on a side rally too far. $793.
Can't read the comments from nothing, God. It's blind without no glasses.
Yeah, why as you said, peace. Good to hear you back in good health after taking the hit and run.
Yeah. So I said, thank you, peace. Just recovering.
So I guess we get down to the nitty gritty. Asiatic mathematics, you skipped over the first part of the title, which is mysterious ways. Does anybody know the signs for mysterious ways?
As far as like a mystery, God, you speaking about, God? Mystery ways?
I mean,
Whichever way.
any type of signs that you might know on mysterious ways. Peace.
Peace. What's up, D? Long time no see, man. We got Diesel on these, huh? I don't know if you remember me, man. We was right on the train, and that white chick, that girl smacked that white dude. That was me and you on the train, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember those, man.
Yeah, I recall that.
Yeah, definitely. How you doing, bro?
I'm alright. How you doing?
Living out here, man, making it work.
Alright.
Hey, staying out the way.
Who's out in the fight?
Hmm?
Who's out in the fight?
It's another her.
Who is it?
What's your name? Erica from outside. I guess she's going to come in here.
Oh.
Make peace. Man, I just got you through, dog.
Oh, no.
Alright, peace. Peace. Peace.
Alright.
Good stuff. And I'll get some, I can take some tomorrow, but y'all can keep them on.
Alright. Thank you. Smell thanks. Don't worry, you just dropped in. We just started. And that's the question, what's the science with mysterious ways? What's the science on mysterious ways? Why, as you said, don't lose time searching for that does not exist. Holographic says what some people say about how God works, but they don't understand the process. Read another verse that said mysterious ways, like it was the devil. In this particular instance, that is, when you talk about mysterious ways, that's the devil. That's the devil in the universal truth. God 7 came in. The devil moves in mysterious ways. It's not mysterious, it's about supreme mathematics. So when they say, God moves in mysterious ways, which ways are those? See, that's one of those things you got to be careful, right, of having carryovers, ideas and concepts, right, that you have about these, because we use words that's still charged up religiously. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we say God to the average Christian, they think we're talking about in the sky. You know what I'm saying? We got to explain to them totally what we meant, or if you say Islam, you know what I mean? You may have to explain to people, what the terminology is that you're using and why you're using it. You know what I'm saying? But the same thing is with ideas and concepts. Where, like I said, if you grow up in Christianity, right, then you grow up believing that God is a magical white man that lives in the sky. You know what I'm saying? All these different individuals are magical white people. From Santa Claus to the Tooth Fairy. You know what I'm saying? I guess with the exception of the Easter Bunny. But for the most part, I've seen the Easter Bunny be white too. You know what I'm saying? These are ideas and concepts that people bring over, and then sometimes, right, they're looking for the original man to have these magical powers.
Or such as speaking about that, like mystery ways, like as far as the holiday as well too. Like Christmas and Saint Valentine's Day, all these days. You know what I'm saying? And Mother's Day. You know what I'm saying? Personally, me, I believe Mother's Day is every day. You know what I'm saying? Because every day the earth is special. So Mother's Day to me is every day. Like they continue to teach daily, we continue to teach daily.
See, they one thing they do, I mean, it's not positive for us because of what they celebrate, but uh, they celebrate and perpetuate their history by doing that. Yes, and I mean, like in Christmas, you know, they celebrate and they perpetuate their religion by doing it.
And
You know what I'm saying?
Thanksgiving as well, too.
Yeah. Now, see, that was the one that really kind of, I mean, I think by that time, I already wasn't really believing in Christianity. I was already seeing that, all right, these, you know, these things, you know, yeah, these things couldn't really happen. You know what I'm saying? But one thing that really kind of opened my eyes to the propaganda level of holidays is when I found out that other places didn't have Thanksgiving. Like I still was real young when that occurred. Like I think it was something like it was like in a Chinese restaurant or something, and they asked the dude like, "What you gonna do for Thanksgiving?" And he was like, "What?" They Thanksgiving. They said, "Oh yeah, it's not Thanksgiving. No, we don't have that in China." Like I don't know what that is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's when I first realized that, you know, whoa, this is really a particular American indoctrination. You understand what I'm saying? Now, you know, things like that is mysterious ways that they move in to uh, make them blind, deaf, and dumb when they're babies. When we teach them, we don't teach them in mysterious ways. You know what I'm saying? You know, but you know, there's all types of magical powers that you know, I've seen different people, you know, still searching for. You know what I'm saying? Which, you know, I wouldn't say it's impossible that any of these things exist, right? I want you know it's not impossible that you know you may be able to ride on magic carpets. I don't know, well, you know, pick one. You know, you know what I'm saying? You can pick one, whichever one you want. You know, at the end of the day, you know, my point is still the same. That's something that we have to build up to. You understand what I'm saying? And you either say you on the right path to do that, or you're not on the right path. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we still gotta start from the level we at right now. You can't start from the level of whichever myth. You know, not saying myth is in the form of it's not true, but you know, mythology is certain stories from ancient times that may or may not be true, right? It's not guaranteed on either side, but uh, it passed down certain history and certain science and certain lessons. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know, on I'm talking about powers that they saying that the you know anybody might have. That's the level that it's on. You know, so I'm not saying that it can't necessarily be true, but in order for people to get back to those methodological levels, right, you still got to build up from where you at right now. You know what I'm saying? Like in order to strive for something, you still got to realize where you at right now, or how you know which direction. Yes, I mean to move in order to accomplish your goal. You know what I'm saying? Like if you somewhere and you lost, you don't know where you at, which way you gonna start walking to go home. You understand what I'm saying? You don't have no orientation. You see, all of that is a part of knowledge yourself. You know what I'm saying? Knowing who you are and your position in the universe.
Diana, you was building on the other day too, that you were saying. It just took me certain things to wake me up, you know. And speaking about that, when you were speaking about that, when I first ever heard somebody speaking about the they would destroy the green in 140, that would really, you know, set the really, you know, because I was always taught that um, 'cause when it rains, that's Jesus crying and all this mystery God Christianity stuff, you know what I'm saying? But when the science was broken down, so you know what brings money else on the really destroy the way that even like, you know, you can come from more. But you know, being not believing in that mystery God.
Yeah, hold on for a second. Yeah, true self. That's that's for the supreme wisdom. When you the way you just quoted today's degree in 114. Yeah, and you know that's a certain science in itself too. That's a certain soon as they said soon as is gonna be back after the night. So I don't know if that meant this week or next week, but it sounds like soon as will be in effect in the very near future.
This week,
This week.
I think so.
All right. So Sun God said soon as will be in effect this week. But you know, that's a certain science in and of itself. You know what I mean? In terms of the science of mythology. See, if you know, one thing you gotta understand about the science of mythology, right, is you gotta understand really what history is. You know what I'm saying? Um, does anybody, you know, you have what's called, hold on, let's see. But, you know, one, I guess you could say, characteristic, right, of what we know as history, right, is it's recorded. You understand what I'm saying? Before recorded history, what you have is prehistory. So when they say certain things happen in prehistoric times, that means that there's no written records. You understand what I'm saying? Then for the time of written records, you got history that's broken into ancient history, uh, the, the classical period, the medieval times, the Renaissance, and then modern history. You know what I'm saying? And I had to break gangster system time out. P. Reese. Yeah. It's um so Great Elevation said prehistoric, and what year was that? Taino ruler. Welcome to the channel. Where you from, Taino? Um, Historic times is basically from 2000 BC. All right, got it from historian. See, you gotta remember, now we're talking about who, when we get into even how a lot of people define history as his story, right? Now we get into, like I said, what we learn as history in terms of, most books that we read and going to school and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? You know, uh, we talking about the history that has been observed and recorded by the Caucasian. So, there may be things of which there was written records, right? Now, if you know any you know, things about the field of archaeology, that you had a lot of archaeologists from Europe that destroyed a lot of artifacts that they found because the artifact wouldn't fit into their recorded history. You understand what I'm saying? Like if their recorded history is that this was invented in Greece, you know what I'm saying, at this particular time, then uh, uh, and then they find evidence that this was being done in, Timbuktu thousands of years before that, now this doesn't fit in, they're gonna destroy something like that. You understand what I'm saying? Great elevation divide or something. Asiatic mathematics said they preserve history, and preserve means pre-served, meaning they prepared it before they served it to us. I mean, Asiatic mathematics always comes with a perspective based on the, what do you call that stuff again? The anagrams. Um, but that's what I would say much mark uh, their real recorded history. But other, another school of thought would say that it's 4,000 BC. All of the business asked about the Trojan horse. That we didn't get to the science of the Trojan horse yet. Right now we still on the question, or just the idea of, mysterious ways being the way that the devil moves. So even in the Bible, right? You know, everybody already knew what God wanted. There was nothing mysterious about it. He sent different prophets to tell people exactly what was about to happen. Some people didn't listen or they didn't listen. But it's the devil who comes into the midst, right, of a person that's unsuspecting, right, and brings about confusion. Calmness normally said prehistory would be the time period before the rise of the major civilizations, Mesopotamia, Egypt, the Indus Valley. But see, that's why I said what's important is also uh, what they acknowledge, you understand what I'm saying, as major civilizations. You know, just as an example, right? Egypt said that their civilization came from Ethiopia. You see what I'm saying? So if Egypt has all these written records, where did they develop that from? How did knowledge translate from, across time and space without people being able to, record it as writing or have some type of constant flow of communication between each other? You know what I'm saying? The easiest way to do that is going to be through books. But they don't want to acknowledge that civilization has been around that long. You see what I'm saying? And the other thing is these particular civilizations that he named right here, right? Mesopotamia, Egypt, the Indus River Valley, right? They can place themselves in those places. You see what I'm saying? Meaning they can act as if they was a part of what made Egypt great because they was there. Or they could say that they was a part of the history in this River Valley through the Aryans. You understand what I'm saying? Or, whatever civilization, they could say that they was a part of it, right? Through having some history there. So that's like the story of the Tower of Babel. Young Doug came in, stayed in the art. He's in it. He's in the room. He's in the room over here. I was just talking about state of the art, right? I said I didn't see state of the art in a minute. Lucy D.
And we state of the art, Sinetta. Hey, I heard you mention about Asiatic.
But that's that's also a part of that's a characteristic of the history that we have. Like I said, if you ask different people, right, they got more than 6,000 years of history. Like the history goes back further. Like even if you ask the Egyptians, or certain individuals that research over there in say Egypt, right, and their research has concluded that it's much older than is recognized in the history books that we read most commonly. You know what I mean? Same thing with India, China, you know what I'm saying? Different places say they have a lot more history, but that's what it means when it says we have no birth record. Meaning that there was no one here to record that. Because we the original man, right? There was nobody here to say, oh yeah, I recall when that happened. That happened around the same time that mango fell from the tree, right? I was there, I saw it, yeah, I recall that. Dude, he came from over there. Yeah, right. You see what I'm saying? There's nobody there that could tell that story. But that's him saying, why does God share his wisdom so they can build, so they can see, he gives them knowledge so they can save themselves. See means to understand. Mr. Green one came in. Oh man. Stay the art, you going in. Hammer don't hurt him. And see, getting to the point of what I was saying, that's why you can't just dismiss mythology. Because sometimes mythology is a recording, right, of something that happened that they don't want to tell you about. I'm not saying this all the time. But sometimes that's just a surviving element of what could have been a whole civilization. See, it's like not to single them out, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Detroit and all that, but I'm just saying, uh, just speaking from, the point of everything being real, you can see, like, they like commercials, whatever they are, promotional type videos, right, of Detroit, right? And, it's talking about how, all as industry is there and jobs with the factories. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if a person arrives in Detroit today without no knowledge of the 1950s, 60s, 70s, or 80s, without no knowledge of, the car industry and how great it was to have a union job over there. And the people in Detroit tell them right now, like, yo, this was one of the top economies in the whole world.
In Detroit.
Yeah. See, right now, the people would think, come on, man, you're making that up.
But that's not the history.
Right, that's some kind of methodology because if you just come in there right now, so that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you gotta look at that. Is that all around the world, a lot of what you're seeing is that these is like the devastated survivors of a lot of things that happen. You know what I mean? Like, you got Taino ruler came in the room. The Indians that you see now is just a couple of survivors. You don't know what their civilization was like. You understand what I'm saying? All you know is you see these people right there, right now. Like anything can happen. I'm saying, like, right now, if it's an earthquake or a certain natural disaster, right? And let's say the electricity system gets destroyed. And, all the people that used to work on it, for whatever reason, they got sick, you know what I'm saying, or they wasn't able to work, right? And then people came one day and we told them, like, yo, man, we had a place called Times Square that you can see from outer space, man. Yeah, we had Vegas, man, where you could be on the moon and see Vegas. That's how bright it was. The people would think you lying unless they understood mythology that it's things that's recorded, right? Either before Europeans came to record what they wanted to be known or what came to be known as history, or it's something that didn't fit into the Caucasian's picture of how history was supposed to have gone down. Yeah. Where is real hip hop? Yeah. Carl was on, he said I was doing knowledge on the Gobekli Tepe, which is supposedly over 10,000 years old. Jack King Allah. Which one is Gobekli Tepe again? Yeah, because when we start to speak about some current events in a minute, that's when the Trojan horse part of the title is going to come a little bit more into play. Right. So Göbekli Tepe is near present-day Turkey. Like I said, right now you're seeing just the remnants of certain civilizations. Right? The Mayan calendar is a 3,114-year cycle. So why I said the cycle that we're building on makes one look at American gods differently. Who are American gods? Who are American gods? That like a new, is that some kind of new group now? American gods.
Peace.
Peace.
I know y'all were in there. Y'all was that quiet?
Real hip hop. You see, I told y'all real hip hop was coming. I saved the whole topic. I saved the whole topic for you, real hip hop. Oh, now I never seen this book or the TV show. American God. What it's about? Shine Master. Now is born free almighty. It's absolutely required to study English lesson C #1, real hip hop. We got 8 lessons. Supreme mathematics, supreme alphabet, student enrollment, English lesson C number 1, Russian found Muslim lesson number 1, Russian found Muslim lesson number 2, actual facts, show love facts. That's the basic syllabus. That's the prerequisite. Can't get by without that.
You know where we going, right?
Okay.
All right.
And before God, then I got the student enrollment. I got the 12 Jews of Islam too. Supreme mathematics, supreme alphabets, 12 Jews, and then I got student enrollment. Then the lessons that you mentioned. But you said the student enrollment was with, I mean, the 12 Jews was with my Malcolm X, you said, right, God?
Yeah. So, Free Almighty brought up the days of the week. The days of the week is the Norse gods. Where hip hop said he's been restudying student enrollment in English lesson. Well, why have you been restudying? I see what you say now, Free Almighty. The way your message came out, it was broken up. Brilliant Elevation wants to know what degrees you knowledge now.
Me?
Yeah.
I knowledge my 120, God. I got my 120, God.
You heard that, Brilliant Elevation?
Hey, God. Hey, good, God.
Hey, God. This is a good question right here. This is actually a good question. I don't know if you're trying to be funny or not. But What has anyone gotten out of the student enrollment?
The student enrollment, giving you a way more broader understanding that get you ready to what you're getting into beyond the other lessons, dog. From the first degree to the last degree.
You seeing all these comments, real hip hop?
What's going on, dog? Because I can't see the comments.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I can't.
We got. Let me see. Let me catch you here. What Compass Army said today's being on 114 says jungle life, is that right? Exactly, should be jungle way of life.
Jungle life, jungle where, like.
Yeah, there's people I've heard both.
Yeah, I heard it both ways.
So Sean Masters definitely one of the team. He got self-esteem, pride, history, and direction. Laju said, who's the original man? As W said, knowledge of the original man versus the colored man for starters. Knowledge degree, Jasem said, easy. The other AC said, the first degree. As W said, then there's territory, or what we have. Then there's territory, or definitely via the useful land we occupy. Bring elevation said who God is, who the devil is, and how many original people there is, how many devils there is, and how much land, how much is used by us, and how much is used by them, and how much is used by all of us. Our whole religions are. 793 said insight and perspective based on that conversation applicable to other lessons as well. That's real hip hop said I see. Brilliant innovation said you wanted in Spanish. You know, real hip hop, you know, I'm still, you don't hear that kind of thing no more. But I'm still from a generation where, you know, you would hear people, like nobody in my generation, but, you know, I knew people that call black people colored. You know, there's, or somebody colored won that award, or that person they colored, that's how they refer to black people. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I never really saw black people as color. That was never the terminology that I used. And I always knew that it was something funny about it. You know, I didn't know what it was, but I knew that wasn't the right term for the original man. But, you know, knowing that something don't feel right to say is not the same as knowing what it is specifically. You know what I'm saying? That no, we're not the colored man, we're the original man. And they're the colored man. You know, having that type of identity, you know what I'm saying? You know, like I said, now throughout the rest of the lessons, right? I know who I am. You know, it's not like you start reading the Bible, you know what I'm saying, about Adam and Eve and some other people from a long time ago, right? And, you know, where do you really fit in at? You understand what I'm saying? You know, like I said, from the particular kind of church where I was coming from, they felt that they fit in. They said that the people was going to be slaves in a strange land for 400 years. So that's what they identify with, you know what I'm saying? But once you know that you're the original man, you know, and then, you know, not just, you know, that's glossing over it to say you're the original man, you know, but to say you're the Asiatic black man, the maker, the only people planet Earth, father civilization, and God of the universe, right? And then walk outside, you know what I'm saying, knowing that, you know, it's like you know, it was a different experience for me. You know what I'm saying? You know, in this day and time, there's so much other things that a person that was my age when I came into the knowledge is exposed to. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that still, you know, resonates with people right now. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, even in terms of, uh, you know, different people, you know what I'm saying? I understood that there was an African diaspora, but even with that diaspora, um, I didn't know everybody who was part of it. You understand what I'm saying? You know, I didn't realize that, you know, slavery wasn't the only reason that it was black people all around the world. You understand what I'm saying? You know, all these type of things when you start learning what's the population of the original nation, you know what I'm saying, all over the planet Earth. Uh, you know, that was still, you know, like listen, you know, Christopher Columbus was still going strong when I got the knowledge. You know, it's common in this day and time for Christopher Columbus to be condemned. You know what I'm saying? But you know, at that time, you know, the 2 million Indians and all the things of that nature, I didn't, my mindset wasn't, I didn't understand those things at that time. It wasn't a part of my mindset. So, you know, like I said, you know, of course, the most important thing would just be orienting me, you know, in the entire universe. You know what I'm saying? But just kind of opening up my mind to reality is what the 110 did for me. You know what I'm saying? And it also probably was the first step in me making connections in history. You know what I'm saying? Because, say for instance, you know, if when you're talking about 1383, right? I already knew about, you know, events that was related to Christianity. You understand what I'm saying? You know, when you talk about I took the city from the devil 750 years ago, I already knew about the Crusades, but I didn't really understand how history was connected and related. You know what I'm saying? That's first of all, when you were a kid, that's a characteristic of a kid. You don't have perspective on time because you haven't really seen enough time. You know what I'm saying? Things that happen, you don't really realize that, things you're doing right now, the effect that it's gonna have on the rest of your life. You see what I'm saying? Because you haven't reached that stage of reality yet. So, being able to connect things in history, that was another big thing that I was saying. Uh, it started in the 110 with Christianity was 550 million years ago. Because of course I came into when I'm being exposed to the knowledge, I'm under the impression that there's always been Christianity. Like I knew it was fake, but I still thought it always existed and people just believed in it like my family. You know what I'm saying? But they just believed in something that was fake. I couldn't explain it. You know what I'm saying?
I have a check.
110.
Oh, you want it here?
Yeah.
Okay, I just have to tell me I got a check. I don't know. So I come on in there, Doc. I'm a dumb fucker. I'm a dumb fucker. Everybody. Put your hands on me. I'll walk with follow rules. If you don't follow your rules, you gotta leave. No. You don't put your hands on you got to leave. Simple. So I'm fucking with you. What's that? I don't fuck. I don't
too much because my sound level out. I don't even know what's the last thing y'all heard.
From that perspective of understanding the knowledge degree and the 1 to 10 and the wisdom degree and all the degrees, even when it speaks about the useful land that the original man and the colored man uses, get you ready for the first degree in the 1 to 14. Why isn't the devil settled on the best part of the planet Earth? Makes you understand that you're the cream of the planet Earth, that you ain't gonna allow the devil to settle on that. That you gonna teach your wisdom and knowledge on herself and your babies, you know what I'm saying? So they can be civilized so the devil won't have to settle on your best part. This is your earth and the black child, your seed.
Yeah. Asiatic mathematics. Just I can't use that's why I leave the wordsmithing up to you. Asiatic mathematics says India means two because diet is two. What? Oh yeah. That's that stuff is rich. Huh? What? Nah, I ain't that. What you wanna do? Yeah, ice cold Coca-Cola.
I don't got all that, man. I don't got some shit. You got to do these things. My God. See, this is why I try to tell Allah you just to them, okay? This is what I'm not trying to go through. Motherfuckers is not listening. I'm telling you, the rules are when you come into the class, you gotta have a mask on, I give you a bottle hand size, you clean your hand, you keep it. He beefing with me about it. Don't buy, I've been here for. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm going by what the committee said. Once you get to the second door, I don't give a fuck what you do when you get in this dark classroom. But when you come to that first door, you gotta have a mask on. Put your hands 6 feet apart. That's the rule. Okay. Now, when you get in this dark classroom, whatever he decides to do, that's on him. But respect that first door when I tell you, put your mask on, sign the book, and clean your hands. After that, I don't give a fuck what you do. What am I going to do? Fight with the cops? I'm not going to do that.
All right, well, hold on for a second.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to fight with that guy.
Being 5%. So Karma's Rami is saying that his understanding is the Indians were excluded because they have went astray for some particular reason. But then again, so were the so-called Africans because they strayed away from civilization. So I was having trouble tying it together. Hmm. What's the trouble that you have? What's the trouble post that you have? I mean, what's the trouble that you have with? I mean, first, what you trying to tie together? But what we could do, since I think we probably answered real hip hop's question sufficiently on what we got from the 110. Um, uh, so now we move into the next topic, the Trojan horse.
What's the Trojan horse, God?
The Trojan horse is everybody else not familiar with the Trojan horse? The the Trojan, the people of Troy, right? Was called the Trojans. You know what I'm saying? And they was in a conflict with the Greeks. So the Greeks gave them a gift of a wooden horse that they had carved, and they accepted the gift. But inside the wooden horse, it was only I think it was like 8 Roman soldiers, like they best soldiers.
Okay.
So those soldiers came out in the middle of the night and the attacked the guards and opened up the gates so that the rest of the Greek army could come in, and that was how the Greeks won the Trojan War. The people of Troy, they called the Trojans. Yeah, that was crazy. things got a little bit crazy. But I don't know if everyone is everyone familiar with that story of the Trojan horse. But real hip hop, like I said, you and Asiatic mathematics was two people that I was thinking about when I thought of this topic right here. Is there any modern are there any modern ciphers do you think you could apply that lesson of the Trojan horse to? Real hip hop, Asiatic mathematics. Right. So why I said what the FBI did to multiple groups. But I said Trojan viruses, Supreme I said hip hop. That's interesting. Like how you see that? Hip hop. Real hip hop said Hotel Pro. Club of Plaza Haiti County was to give our organization a crop prevention grant. So right, that's just something. Let's say integration. I mean, there's just one that's just screaming. There's a situation right now that's just screaming for real hip hop to bring it up. I'm surprised it's taking this long for I'm surprised that it's taking this long for him to bring it up. Ooh, 793rd beat you to it. Real hip hop. How could that happen? We're in elevation and 793rd beat you to it. When I said it's something real hip hop should see, that gave it away, didn't it? Why I said I would say a few people try to do a test when we burn the horse. any do you care to elaborate on that? You think would you think about that real hip hop? Supreme Javon said, I see this that hip hop as a culture began to expose the society to the devil, civilization as oppression against oppressor. What? I see this. I see this that hip hop as a culture began exposed to society of devil civilization as an oppression against oppressor. Gotta clarify that for me. I'm trying to understand what Supreme Divine is saying about hip hop being a Trojan horse, or that with I don't know if he's talking about any particular kind of music, real hip hop. But real hip hop, but I wanted you to get into just how do you see that? Got love in the house. Asiatic mathematics said Trojan horses basically infiltrators on an internal level. It's a false belief that you either haven't identified or haven't gotten rid of. Charles Darwin said the devil brought a Trojan horse into the jungles of that continent. Okay, but this is what I'm saying about what I'm asking rather about hip hop Supreme Divine is, you know, who are the Trojans and who are the Greeks in reference to hip hop being and what's the horse in reference to hip hop being related to a Trojan horse. You know, I can think of a couple of different ways depending on your perspective on hip hop that would apply, but I was just, asking for your particular take on it. Real hip hop said a double agent. A double agent is a double agent can't really be a Trojan horse, but a double agent can present a Trojan horse. You can see there's another aspect of all of this too. Just so when they try to push this vaccine, it might be a Trojan horse. We've seen the vaccine, being used as a Trojan horse. Um, Bill and Melinda Gates have been kicked out of countries for using the vaccine as a Trojan horse. Planned Parenthood is a Trojan horse. You see, what's the key, right? What's the key to avoiding the Trojan horse? The people of Troy, who were the Trojans, and the Greeks were at war. Oh man, beautiful. Like, you better apologize to your Mother Earth talking like that on the whole tech channel. I think I'll leave those two out of it, 793rd, before YouTube kicks me off again. Apparently, Facebook is already keeping me off for the night. I don't know what happened. Why I said not accepting a gift. So I can't say it has to be something that people worship or like. Asia not nice. So look at the difference of the color people of West Asia. They have different features in hair color, but still feel the same race. But we won't have applications. Yeah, tell us we're different based on skin tone and minor skull structural differences. Oh, I see what you're saying. There's all different kinds of Europeans, but they all fill out the same thing as far as race on applications. But even that's fairly recent. That's like a post-World War II phenomenon where, white people are white. That's a knowledge of oneself, who one's enemies are, in terms of not being caught up in the Trojan horse. That's exactly the situation. It's complete knowledge of self in your surroundings. There's other instances of people being at war. You know, you know, I've read in different. Uh, I've read before that. Richard the Lionhearted and Saladin used to exchange gifts. You know, so that's not unheard of. However, you have a complete knowledge of oneself, right, and your surroundings, and having a clear mental picture of the future of what's going on. Is my sound okay? Because I think just you see that's how you put like that's an exchange. What they exchange? Richard the Lionhearted and Saladin, they exchanged things like pastries. It said. And, and I heard that with other you know uh, people that way about it. But you got to be able to uh, you know you got to know what you're doing. You can see a person offer equality, right? If you said Richard Walker was a Trojan, was Richard Walker. Um, the Muslim guys and the Calvin guys, they offered Trojan horses. What's who's Richard Walker? But I thought the Trojan horse from uh, the Born Mastermind was the veganism. Like that was where it appears. Uh, uh, he got most people interested in at first, and that most people kind of just thought that's what he was about. You know what I'm saying? When you really uh, uh, checked into what he was teaching, and to me, it showed that a lot of the dietary stuff he was saying that was a Trojan horse. I see it as a common. It's like a common. It's a common characteristic of people that like him is that they're vegan. Oh, let's see if I can make some adjustments. And it's up on my sounds are choppy. It sounds still choppy. Yeah, Max he's having one of his he's doing a stroke for like a week. He's been going for about a week. Hold on for a second. Let me try to see. How about now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Let's see. The sound still choppy. Great elevation. Yeah, that's my experience. What you said here, he was told, Allah said, God gets his man and the devil gets his. So whoever leads with these grafted ideas are just to dissatisfy, which who's speaking on that? I don't. Must have got caught up while I was but like I said, the Trojan horse, that requires you to know who you're around, right? And to have an understanding of what is true equality. Because like I said, somebody can give you a gift and they just offer you equality. Like it can be anything. You know what I'm saying? Some guy, some guy went home. Some guy went to rest during one of the technical outages. So yeah, say peace. But as soon as we started telling the story about Troy, God had to be out. Yes, I mean, but how do you know the difference between true equality, right, and a Trojan horse? Like there's some entire fields of endeavor, right? But that's of utmost importance, and we don't really have a way to deal with it. Like for instance, uh, you know, each politician, right, that's offered to us, right, from one of the two major parties, right, a lot of times that person is a Trojan horse. The policies and the ideas that they institute is Trojan horses. You know, that's something that, you gotta look at the big picture. See, like Jassim said in his comments earlier, you know what I mean, that, accepting gifts from the enemy is kind of irresponsible. You gotta look at the big picture here. Why I said Slick Willie Clinton for sure. Yeah, he was an example of an individual, you know, uh, I think Biden, you know what I'm saying? In a lot of these uh, political movements, you know what I'm saying? Um, it's especially, like I said, looking at the big picture, is also looking at the whole, landscape of time. You see, where, you know, the right there on the spot, it seemed like a great gift. As you recall, what I said in the story is that, you know, the Greek soldiers, they didn't jump out of the horse as soon as it was given to the Trojans. They jumped out of the horse in the middle of the night. So now this goes for all our endeavors that we're dealing with, right? Is it something, you know, a lot of things right now, a lot of handouts, for instance. The Democrats, they offer a tremendous amount of Trojan horses. And see, like we said about the mysterious ways, the devil is in the what? The details. The little mysterious fine print that you might not even be able to read. The little, you know, unspoken aspect of the policies, you know, written into the bill. So, you know, some could be, you know, turned into a potential Trojan horse. You understand what I'm saying? So now the 13th Amendment, it starts off good. But then at the end, it turns into a Trojan horse. But every time the Bible said that legalese. They say you could also gift you could be the one to gift the enemy things that could be counterproductive to the success against you on the battlefield. I mean, you know, that's absolutely a possibility. But that's just something that, you know, in terms of dealing with people. See, because you know, you gotta check yourself sometimes. You know, I've seen brothers get into situations where, you know, you did something for somebody, right? But that really was a Trojan horse. You really expected something in return. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I said, you know, understand this concept of Trojan horse and understand how it applies to a lot of different things. See, a lot of people don't even realize that they're that way, that they offer people Trojan horses all the time. You know, just on all levels. In some places, like I was speaking, you know, when you talk about politics, right? In some places, the entire political structure in some of these cities, especially, right, American cities, is a Trojan horse. Yeah, I don't know if there's any statistics on that, you know, but you know, a lot of times when I see, especially when it's a major city, when it's a major city, and something happens to a brother or a sister, right? And now the political structure comes out. You'll see that the mayor, the chief of police, you know, uh, all the people in the city council or whatever, they'll all be original people. The people who run the board of education. So, but sometimes that's a Trojan horse because they're there to do the bidding of the Democratic Party. Well, maybe in some cases the Republican Party too, but we know who's the people that most often offer us the Trojan horse. Great innovation says some of us do things out of the goodness of our heart, not even expecting anything back. Yeah. Great innovation said I saw a crazy headline: 31 dead over the weekend in Atlanta. Is there something? Some of the young brothers in the room. Why does all you know? It seems like your generation only seems to shoot on the weekend. If y'all don't ever lose your temper on just a Wednesday, is there some phenomenon to that? Real Navigation said it started measuring on Thursday through Sunday. Maybe that's what it is. But that's still, it just seems like nobody gets hit on a Wednesday. You know, it makes you wonder, is there something, I wouldn't want to say to the naked eye because, I'm not seeing what's happening with the naked eye. But is there something that's happening that, may not be as just straightforward as gang beef? As W said, Antifa is a Trojan horse. Bob Frey said club nights, liquor, and all that blowing off steam. Yeah, I'm just saying, you can do all that on the weekends, but people still want to retaliate on Wednesday. I don't know. It just seems a little bit funny to me. I know I've been an anti-conspiracy theorist up until this juncture. However, Universal Truth said credit cards are Trojan horses, so are Hollywood films. Asiatic Mathematics said BLM is a Trojan horse as well. On their website, they're advocating some crazy stuff. I don't know if you was going for a minute, Asiatic Mathematics, but that was, kind of how we started the subject of saying the different things that could potentially be Trojan horses. And I was waiting for you in Real Hip Hop to build on, how that could possibly be the Trojan horse, right? But also how we determine the difference between true equality, right, and the type of true inequality, right, that is a Trojan horse. Why I said Coney 2012, that was a Trojan horse. Uh, I mean, I don't know what was the full outcome of that. Right now, what's the first thing that makes come to my mind is that you're saying that it was like an event where, all of a sudden you had the whole world being concerned about what was happening with dark skinned people, but, who knows what they did once they gained access to those countries under the guise of coming there to battle Coney.
What is this?
So Brain Elevation said, are we saying that oh yeah, can Black Lives Matter can be a Trojan horse, but it's not set in stone. Well, I said that, and also the money and resources that was sent to people. Right, you don't know what's going to be the ultimate outcome. When is the bill going to come due on the bailout? And it's going to come due in one way or the other, even if they don't take it back from you directly in the form of some types of fines or fees or taxes. At some point they can say, well, look, we have this deficit, because of the bailout, and how do we pay it down? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that could end up being a very serious Trojan horse too. You know, but like I said, the main thing is realizing how do we recognize true equality, right, from inequality. Asiatic mathematics said inequality would be a Trojan horse if it is masquerading as equality. Yeah, but that's what exactly what the Trojan horse is. It's the bad intentions, right? Uh, the bad intentions masquerading as, uh, a gift. Where's the Coca-Cola?
Yo, we like,
Huh?
you want? Oh, you want?
Yeah. Yeah. But so, when, like I said, everything you're dealing with, and now look, here's the here's the here's the thing too, right? How do you deal with the situation? Like, how do you deal with the situation of the Trojan horse? You know, a couple of people say don't accept the Trojan horse. You see, they could have accepted the Trojan horse and set it on fire. See, because what's happening in that situation? This person is trying to manipulate you through deception. So now, what's one of the best ways, man, to reverse that polarity, right, into a life-saving technique for yourself? Brain elevation is crazy. Brain elevation is crazy. It's like if this person is trying to deceive you, right, with a Trojan horse, right? Maybe you don't want to. Maybe you don't want to let them know that you hit. Maybe you don't want to let them know, right, up front that yeah, I know this is a Trojan horse. See, now you start to use their energy, let them use their own energy against themselves. Or you could, the person who offers you the gift, you could smack them right in the face. Get it started right there. But we do, like I said, I guess today's my conspiracy day. I'm usually shooting down conspiracies, but you know, we got to look all around us for the Trojan horses. We got to look all around us for the Trojan horses, right? And who else do we have to look around us for besides the Trojan horses? Right? See, now why is not now you thinking like I'm thinking. So wait for them to open the horse, kill them, and take advantage and take that advancing army out with arrows. Yeah. See, because now they took their hand off. Or you got losing something in your car. I don't think I haven't had that one. Savvy says some people are so slick they don't care if you know. Right. Now look, wise, that's the person to look out for too, right? Is the person who's going to offer you a Trojan horse, right? But who's the other person to look out for? So man, third set of light on fire and watch the Trojan horse burn when they think you're asleep. As W said, Trojan horses are rooted in deception / deceptive tact. Right? Wise. The person who accepts the Trojan horse That's the other person you gotta look out for. You gotta look out for this link right here. See, and that's one of the reasons why you see us go through lessons the way we do. It's one of the reasons why, any group of people, right, that they making those type of advancements, they got a certain amount of training and discipline that they necessarily have to do in order to be them, because everybody has to be on point. You know what I'm saying? And the reality is, sometimes you gotta look for the aspect of yourself. Because see, it's not always somebody else letting in the Trojan horse. See, sometimes it's you letting in the Trojan horse. You understand what I'm saying? As W said, Trojan horses at the trading post. You understand what I'm saying? And don't, in another place you gotta look out for yourself, man, right? Is don't allow yourself to be the Trojan horse. See, an example of that is the lady, I don't know her name, but when they had the Tuskegee experiment, right, and they was injecting the brothers with syphilis, it was a black woman, and I don't know, this is a Hotep channel, so I'm not singling her out because she's a woman. It's just, this was the first example that came to mind. Just do a little disclaimer right there. It was a black woman, that they used to convince the brothers, you know what I'm saying, that what was happening was actually some type of life-saving technique, rather than being deadly to them. You know what I'm saying? So, be aware, not to allow yourself, be aware not to allow yourself to be put in position where you a Trojan horse, you know what I'm saying, you being sent by somebody who know you're going to be accepted because you're you. And Asiatic mathematics is he's in a different time zone than us today. Yeah, Jay. Yeah, we bounced on quite a few topics today. I guess we're gonna go into question time in about 10 minutes. We'll go into question time in about 10 minutes and then start winding it down. But right now, still speaking on the Trojan horse. See, because like when Wise said, he think about all the people who tried the Trojan horse route, right? And like I said, be aware to not allow yourself to be used as a Trojan horse against your own people. See, because a question I asked a couple of times in the room, you know what I'm saying, and I guess it expands the mind a little bit, you know what I'm saying, so that you can see some of the things I'm saying clearly, right? But listen, who was the person that taught you Christianity? Who was the person that took you to church, brought you the suits, told them to give you a speech when it was the holidays? Who was the person who, taught you about the holy days? Who was the person who prepared pork, in your favorite ways? So that's what I'm saying, that sometimes if you're not uh, if you're not aware, you could be used as a Trojan horse against your own people. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of us have been Trojan horses, against our own people. Rakim Raz came in. Wrong J, shout out to Wrong J. I have a little side rally here. Yeah, what was it prepared in your least favorite way? All of these different things, those are examples, like that was one of the examples that I thought, the brother might give when he was saying that, when he was relating that hip hop and the Trojan horse, you know what I mean, is that certain artists, right, have been kind of propped up and fed to us as a Trojan horse. You understand what I'm saying? This person was made into a hero, right? But what they was heroic for, what they was praised for, was a lot of times toxic behavior, self-destructive behavior. You know what I'm saying? So, that's one example right there, of not allowing yourself to be used as a tool, and that tool being the Trojan horse. He said, I see it as a Trojan horse can be found wherever you find people lying. Either they are the Trojan horse or someone nearby, or both. Ron J said, when I started getting knowledge, it was 5 pretenders that were trying to Trojan horse me. Yeah, we start seeing this, over time, and over time we start to see, what true equality is versus what inequality is. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the lessons that, our parents is trying to get across to us, when they telling us that, our world shouldn't be revolving around our friends that much. That your friends, you think they're your friends right now, but you don't really know until things really get serious. Jonathan Kidd. See, just like, the first part of the discussion, we was talking about the devil is the one who moves in mysterious ways. When you think about it, isn't that always a sign that the person is dealing with a Trojan horse? When there's some mysterious involved with what they're saying or how they move it. During the vacation, said, what happened to the old boy and who was he? Right. And they use 120 as kind of the Trojan horse, to draw you up. I know what you're talking about, Ron J. mean, it's not necessarily a power. You know, I don't want to say we give the devil the power of moving like that is mysterious, but you know, that's how you're gonna have to move, right? When you know you're nothing in comparison to your enemy. You know, when you know your physical power is less than 1/3 that of your enemy, right? And your mental power is nothing in comparison to your enemy, then you're gonna have to sneak. And see, understanding that and recognizing that is that's often a clue that what this person wants to deal with is inequality. You know what I'm saying? Where all the cards can't be put on the table for whatever reason this person gives you. But you know, they could have put all the cards on the table, but their mother borrowed some of the cards, and you know, she was playing her with late night bingo. So now you gotta wait till she gets up and then she give you back the cards that you can't put on the table right now. That's generally, you know, it's a sign. It's not written in stone. You know, maybe you might need to borrow your cards. Right? Why I said, you know, the Trojans saw the Trojan horse in front of the gate. They didn't watch the Greeks bring it up. To see that, that's what I'm saying. It's showing you, man, that whoever's the people that got caught up in that. And like I said, sometimes it's a characteristic in yourself. You see what I'm saying? Like a lot of things, a lot of examples that I've been given, you know, in the last couple of minutes would be categorized under the topic of being, you know, the person being gullible. See, that would be a characteristic in yourself that allows people to constantly be offering you Trojan horses. See, because there's some people who get offered one Trojan horse and then that's it for the rest of life. And there's some people that make it into their 80s still accepting the Trojan horse. One love Allah supreme. So, you know, we covered, you know, who actually moves in mysterious ways. That the fact is, God doesn't move in mysterious ways. You know, God moves according to supreme mathematics. Now you have those who you have those who uh, may misunderstand. But do they misunderstand because, you know, they chose not the knowledge of wisdom, or because the knowledge of wisdom is placed above their heads? Ron J said, do you think the Trojan horse was a real event or a myth with a very important lesson to be learned? I don't see how a castle under siege, not one sentry or guard saw or heard anything. Real hip hop said the Trojan horse is a modern day narcissist psychopath. Wait, see, you just couldn't have a whole video and avoid controversy, could you? That's real hip hop for you, man. Um, well, Rome J, I think two things. You know, first of all, what we were speaking about earlier is that you got a lot of things that's actually history, but that's put into the realm of myth because it doesn't fit into the European history. Like if you have something that happened, 20,000 years ago, let's say a man wrote a letter to a woman, right? Okay, it's not supposed to be writing 20,000 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So now this would be people's myth. People have myths that they used to write all these books. But when we was over there right now, we didn't see no books. But like I said, there's things that happen like that right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, like I was saying, you got certain cities, right? You got certain cities that is decimated now, like socially and economically. But at one time, these was bustling cities. You understand what I'm saying? And so, uh, yeah, um, at one time, these was bustling cities. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, if you went to that town right now and the people told you, yo, at one time in Detroit, unemployment was only like 2%. You might be looking at them like, yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when I was in high school, a lady that went to our high school in the 50s, she came back and told us how across the street was a farm. Now, across the street, they had built some apartments right there. They wasn't exactly projects, but, somewhat, you know what I'm saying? Uh, but, the lady was saying that across the street was a farm. Everything was pavement by the time I got over there. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we got to be aware of, that some of these things that, I mean, I'm not saying that everything that you hear from the realm of mythology is true. But I'm saying that some things is just, uh, you know, the, the colored man is not that old. So there's just simply things that he missed. You know what I'm saying? Just like in the family, you know what I'm saying? Uh, it might be something that happened in the family. Now maybe your grandparents' generation, it happened in their generation. You know what I'm saying? And then now there's a few people in your generation that they heard that story before, but they don't know all the details. You understand what I'm saying? Then from your kids, it's just people that heard, yeah, my grandmother did this or my grandfather did that. So now to the people who's hearing you say it, it's like, yeah, right. Your grandmother, your great grandmother used to ride shotgun with Harriet Tubman on every one year, right? See, because it wasn't recorded in the same kind of way, so you don't know like her name. But maybe if you knew that person's name in your family, then the people could go research it and say, oh man, this lady was affiliated with Harriet Tubman. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you gotta, pay attention to mythology. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that, mythology is the key and, everything, from that realm is the real truth, and everything that the devil is saying is only his story. you know, but I am saying that, uh, you know, from 4,000, you know, or 2,000, depending on how you calculate it, but let's say 4,000, from 4,000 BC to the present is history, and everything before 4,000 BC is prehistory. Like all of those, you know, Neanderthals and all that, that's prehistoric, man. The animals that was around, all, you know, those are prehistoric times because it's before the recording, the written recording of the history, you know, which is different. Let's be clear. You know, I don't know if this is going to be a tangent that we go off on, right? But the written recorded history, right, is not the same as writing the history 25,000 years in advance. Be aware of that too. The need for creed said, in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, in the name of Allah, who with his name nothing can cause harm in the earth nor in the heavens, and he is the all-hearing and all-knowing. I, you know, hope you're having a nice day too. Come on, give me all these praises like this. You see the rest of the room. You see how y'all should be speaking to me. Y'all should treat me. Y'all should treat me like the need for creed. This is the type of this is the type of this is the type of language I like to hear. You got coming from me for creed. Where you from, me for creed? We need more brothers like you around. Come on, me for creed. I hope you didn't just come. I hope you didn't just come and leave that quickly. When we get a chance to build, need for creed. It sounds like Facebook. Now this guy's apparently he's on YouTube as well. I guess I don't know. Maybe his, you know, I got kicked off of Facebook a while back. I don't know why. Come on, Leafy Creed. I want to hear some more of that flowery language. So I guess, like I said, you know, we spoke on who it is that really, yeah, that was one of the topics that we covered right there too, Jay. But, you know, we discussed who it is that really moves in mysterious ways. You know what I'm saying? Just now we just touched on the fact that, you know, his physical power is less than one third that of the original man, and his mental power is nothing in comparison to that of the original man. So, he's gonna have to move in mysterious ways. You know, he's not gonna be able to just come up to you and say, "Look, I'm about to give you the shot that's gonna kill you." He's got to come up to you and say, I'm gonna give you the shot that is life saving." You know what I'm saying? And moving into the topic of Trojan horses. You know what I mean? And every aspect on being aware of the Trojan horse, and how to avoid the Trojan horse, and how to, you know, uh, be aware of other people that might be in your midst. How the Trojan horse comes amongst you is also very key, you know, and how you choose to deal with the people that present you with a Trojan horse. It's the different topics that we covered on this particular live right here. You know what I'm saying? So, right now, I'm going to open it up to questions. You know what I'm saying? If anybody got any questions about today's lessons, or today, what we went over in the video, or any other question, now's the time for that. In the meantime, my brethren, my brethren here, my brethren, Need for Creed said, "Verily, we created man from a drop of mingled sperm in order to try him. So we gave him the gifts of hearing and sight." 76-2 Al Insan, interpretation of the meaning. So, wait, what is this? 76 ayat, second surah? What is that? But I don't understand several things here. Need for Creed. First of all, who is we? And it says, in order to try him how? And it says here, we gave him the gifts of hearing and sight. What are these? What are these types of things meaning? And what is? I suppose this is specific to terminology that's used in Arabia. Uh, you know, it says here, mingled sperm. What does that mean? Mingle with what? It mingle with the woman? Like, are you trying to say to me that I'm some type of moral that was made from mingled sperm, and thusly I should not be referring to myself as a lot? Is this somewhere in the ballpark? And then is it that you came in offering me the Trojan horse of praising my name? I'm just asking for a friend. I'm not interested in this type of thing for myself. You understand? You know, whatever it said, you heard that from me. Great Elevation says, so what are some of the movements that we fell victim to that ended up being Trojan horses? I mean, a lot of movements, like I said, they allowed themselves to, be fashioned into Trojan horses. One big one that comes to mind is You know, I guess it's a less lethal Trojan horse. The NAACP, you know, different groups that have come to us who, you know, like we were discussing, you know, the intent behind them giving them the horse, right, was already negative. You know, but you know, with the burning elevation, I mean, with the burning elevation, with the NAACP, uh, I mean, it was diabolical, but it wasn't uh, necessarily lethal. You know what I'm saying? But it was just diabolical in order to, you know, with the goal of angering everyone into forms of protest and self-improvement that still serve the establishment. You know, instead of being able to ever constitute any true revolution. Okay, so here, Nephi Creed said, we sent aforetime our messengers with clear signs and sent down with them the book and the balance of wrong, of right and wrong, that men may stand forth in justice. Wait, what? We sent aforementioned our we sent before time our messenger with clear signs and sent down with them the book and the balance of right and wrong, that men may stand forth in justice. Neferkuri said, and we sent down iron, in which is material for a mighty war, as well as many benefits for mankind, that Allah may test whom it is that will help, unseen him and his messengers. For Allah is full of strength, exalted in might, and able to enforce his will. 57:25 Al-Hadid. So you saying that, is this your way of saying that any power that I think I have was already sent down before, what it says here, before time, the messengers, the iron, the mighty war material, this, you know, who is this need for creed? Where you from? For I don't want to accuse you of being someone who you could be based on some of this. So I'm gonna just ask you where you from, and you know, what is this here? I don't know if you do this for a living. This stuff that you type in here, I don't know if you deal with that kind of thing for a living. That says that is it realistic to offer a Trojan horse of knowledge itself in a sense. I mean, uh, it depends on your plan, I guess. But I don't know. I mean, yeah, you get there's people have presented people with the knowledge itself, right, for their own purposes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate to skip the subject right now, but that's what I do. Um, the 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 Tibetan people, the guy, the Dalai Lama, who is he was like the emperor of Tibet, and that's one of the things. Like, in fact, not even just in Tibet. I heard that monasteries in general, like those monasteries in the Far East, that they about slave labor. That they get the people to come in and tell them, look, I'm gonna show you the art and all that. You know what I'm saying? But they're receiving more in free labor that they get from the monks. Got Sim said, when taking the eight off someone's five, I just want to make sure the cream rises to the top. That's got to be in there. It's really nothing you can do to change that. That's got to be in them to apply the knowledge and wisdom and become the best part. Nefer Creed said, behold, in creation of the heavens and the earth and the alternation of night and day, there are indeed signs for men of understanding. I don't, okay. Like, have you been saving this stuff up to the Nefer Creed says, the day that we roll up the heavens like a scroll rolled up for books, even as we produce the first creation, so shall we produce the new one. I'm saying, this like apocalyptic stuff that you're talking. What exactly? What is your what is this? Is this your religion? Do you do this for a living? Asiatic mathematics said, if you watch the Three Little Pigs, the wolf blew the two pigs' houses down because it wasn't built with solid foundation. The third pig used brick, which represents knowledge. The story also shows that people with the minds of swine are prone to have a weak foundation. Yeah. Ron J said, misguided, so that's why we study and take nothing on face value. The need for greed said, a promise we have undertaken, truly shall we fulfill it. Need for creed, are you like are you like an imam? I don't think you're an imam because you picking, where are you getting these verses and these series and ayats? Like, have you just been saving up Like you've been wanting to just say these particular surahs or ayahs to somebody the whole time it was quarantine, and just now that you got outside of the first verse you saw, you just blurting these stuff out. I'm asking. Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
Why?
Yeah.
I said, why here? You just supposed to be.
Oh, we had the class. What we do? Yeah. I would say I'm still trying to figure out what is your sermon about here, Need for Creed. You keep putting the Bible verses. Right, you got in mathematics, the wolf came in sheep's clothing. In sheep's clothing, that is another form of the Trojan horse. Yes. I guess Need for Speed just wanted us to, be aware of certain verses. He says here, but those endued with knowledge and faith will say, indeed, ye did tarry within Allah's decree to the day of resurrection. So what, I'm supposed to be in trouble or something when I get there because I was late? I don't understand. What are these things? What do you? So you don't want me to get. You don't want me to get. What is he Korean? You want to talk this Quran stuff in the day of resurrection, but ye were not aware. You're talking about resurrection. This is what I'm saying. This apocalyptic stuff here. This apocalyptic, you know. The mysterious sky man is coming for me. Listen, man. So all I got to say right here. Teetering on the edge. Need for Creed. What kind of Muslim are you? You Sunni or you Shia? Or you NOI? Or you Ahmadiyya? What is this? Is this the is this like the center? This don't sound like no NOI talking. So I have SW crazy, man. He said Photoshop the universe in the background when you try to enjoy the faces. That dude sound crazy. Asiatic Mathematics said if I'm a professional poker player but I go into a game with people gambling for money while acting ignorant to the game, that is another example of a Trojan horse. See, here comes real hip hop again. Wear the yarmulke under a kufi. You see? Come on, Nefi Creed. What kind of Muslim? What kind of Muslim are you? And don't say that there's no Muslims other than righteous. Because you know what I mean. He's a Sufi. So he follows the center, right? So I need to contact him and tell him coming in his way he comes. Nefi Creed said everyone would acknowledge that our body parts, such as our eyes, ears, brains, and hearts, have a purpose. Okay. Brother Pop said, "Hey, more is Muslim." I mean, to my knowledge, they walk around saying they Muslim. I don't know, the full criteria for being a Muslim. You know what I mean? So, I can't really qualify. I just qualify because I don't even know what I'm examining for. Shit. Yeah, you got the bags. As Jenny said, Moors are people that, they could be anything. That's true, too. You know, you know, Moors is people that come from a particular area, and amongst them, you got Christian, Jews, and in fact Muslims, yes. The famous Moors that that made the conquest in Andalus, they were Muslims. Hip hop said, but what are those into the Moor Science Temple? Um, from what I say in the Moor Science Temple, they Muslims. come on, man. Need for creed. You're not. You come in here, you preaching. When you preaching, everybody gotta know what you're preaching about. You might need to talk to Reverend Humans and get some permits. Need for creed say God, Allah, the Creator, the All-Wise, did not create us simply to wander aimlessly, but to only fulfill our basic instincts and desires. Oh, here it comes. Are you going to tell me now what Allah really wants me to be doing? How I should be living in the spirit, I guess. What are you about to say? See, I don't like this kind of preaching, right? See, I get my preaching from Reverend Humans. Jesse Jackson. Okay, these guys mathematics. This is like hilarious right here. Exact mathematics said Elijah's Muslims, when he was alive, were close to 100% righteous, in my opinion. But I don't think he was walking. I don't think he was talking about them cats selling swine skins to the coin store. Greed. Greed said God sends guidance upon acknowledging that we have been created by the all-wise Creator. We would expect to be informed of our purpose. Alright, does anybody know if this stuff is really in the Quran, man? What are you talking about? I'm over here trying to show the brothers in the chat that we could be open-minded and build with other brethren, need for creed. And you making me look bad in front of the chat here, man. Are you preaching or are you teaching? Because we're teachers over here. He said Allah sent thousands of prophets, at least one to every nation, with the same message to worship God alone and to follow his guidance. Well, look here. I got my information from God himself, not a prophet. Come on, Need for Creed. What you really saying? Let's get down to what they call brass tacks. What's the point of trying to get across to me? He's proselytizing. You're proselytized to the king. Okay. Need for Creed said they included Adam, Noah, Abraham, Moses, Jesus, and Muhammad, peace be upon them all. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and the last in the chain of prophets. Okay. This is I didn't want to do this. Never should he gave you cat scripture. Never should have gave it to you cats. Never should have gave you cat scripture. Give me scripture. This is what you do. You scripture me to death, man. At least give me the hadith or something. Where's the hadith? You're just going to just keep quoting the scripture without the hadith. Hey, no, I don't think they read the sign either. Be Christian. But it's not much more, Need for Creed, he caused me to, it's not more we can do. After Rick James has come out, we definitely got to wind it down now. We can't, what can we follow that up for? What can we follow that up with? So I guess, I see if Need for Creed is back tomorrow. Need for Creed, the channel has love for you. Join the channel. Participate if you want to participate. Subscribe, click the like button, share this on your page, so that the other people that they deal with the center, what have you, they may be able to be helped out from some of the things that I say, So we got one more day. Tomorrow's Wednesday, and you know Thursday is Sunni's word on the streets is that Sunnis will be in effect down here at the school. And with that, I think I'll sign off. Peace.